Welcome to uncharted territory here in Mississippi. It is Game 4 of a 6-game series here between the Mississippi Mud Monsters and the Evansville Otters. Game 4, it sounds kind of weird, but here we are at Trustmark Park in Pearl, Mississippi, as the Otters are looking to even the series up against the Mud Monsters after taking Game 3 of the series yesterday by a final score of 6-0. First 9-inning shutouts since the no-hitter on opening day. And it was all thanks to the combination of Colby Morris, Alex Valdez, and David Eckes, but mostly Colby Morris, who threw 7 scoreless in his second professional start. Only walked 3, only struck out 1, but it took 76 pitches to get him his first professional win, as the Otters scored 1 in the 7th, 3 in the 8th, and then 2 in the 9th. The 1 in the 7th was on the RBI single from Mark Black. That was all they needed, but they did end up getting that good insurance in the 8th inning with a RBI bases-loaded walk from Marcos Gonzalez. Then Dennis Pierce driving in 2 with a single, driving in both Ponder and Amani Jones. Then in the 9th, Ponder drove in Linscott and Bridges after both of them walked to lead off the 9th. And David Eckes took care of business with a scoreless bottom half of the 9th inning. So the Otters take their first game in the series. They're still down 2-1 in the series, even though they are outscoring Mississippi 11-7. But in terms of the season series, they're now 5-4 over Mississippi, as if they win today, they cannot lose the season series against the Mud Monsters. They can only at least tie it. Big Game 4 here, though, for Evansville, trying to replicate what they did yesterday. And it is going to be a good one here on a pretty warm Friday night. Let's take a look at the starters. Firstly, for Mississippi, Sergio Sanchez is the starter. 3.24 ERA in 16 2/3 innings. He was an all-star selection last year, and he was the closer. Is the all-time saves leader after leading the team in saves last year with 14. But now, after a stint in the bullpen, just one game in his first game of the year, on July 1st, he has now made 3 straight starts since then and has gone at least 5 innings in all 3. On the other side, it's Ryan Wiltsey. It feels like Ryan Wiltsey's pitching every other day at this point, but he did last pitch on the 18th against Windy City as a 4.37 ERA in 59 2/3 innings. And ever since that game on July 30th in which he gave up 10 earned runs, he's having a fantastic July, including his last start on the 18th. He threw 5 2/3 scoreless with 3 hits, given up 2 walks, 5 strikeouts, earned his 4th win of the season, and a 5-0 victory for Evansville. Now, Wiltsey trying to replicate what the other 3 starters have been able to do in this one. Garrett Simpson, Landon Williman, and Colby Morse, each of them having fantastic starts. The Otters, though, ended up dropping the first 2 games by 1 run each, but finally picked up a victory in Game 3. Umpires are heading to the plate, so we'll take a look at them. Same 3 guys as we saw on Tuesday, in the same positions. Muriente's behind the plate. crew chief with Wes Dunkel at first and Dylan Self over at third. Well, this is the first time this season that we will have a Game 4. We'll only have it twice, though. The other time will be during the last series of the season when we head all the way down to Kinston, North Carolina to play the Down East Bird Dogs, which is probably going to come up a little bit sooner than you might realize. This season's been flying by, at least for me, but we're already on game 62. Otters are 36-25, still 6 games back in the division after Washington won. Florence won as well, so with the win yesterday, the Otters just keep their positioning. They don't lose any ground, which is good. In the West, Mississippi, with their loss, they're back to 5 games back in the division after Schaumburg ends up sweeping Windy City, and now Schaumburg is 2.5 games up in the division. After this weekend, Windy City was leading the division, but Schaumburg's won 5 straight. Windy City has lost 6 straight, and so all of a sudden, the Boomers are taking over the West Division. Windy City is now tied with Gateway at 29-33, both of them 2.5 games back, with Joliet 3.5 back. And Mississippi, after their loss, now 5 games back of the division. Lake Erie, with their loss in the Central, now 16 games back. But they have the same record as Mississippi, who are 5 games back. So it just kind of shows you how interesting the Midwest Conference is this season. On the other side, the East Division, New York is half a game up on New Jersey after losing to them by a pretty wide margin. New York gave up 16 runs yesterday. Sussex is 4.5 games back. Down East, 6.5 back. And then Quebec still taking over. They've won 2 straight. Ottawa's won 4 straight, but they're still 7.5 back. Brockton fighting for a wild card spot. Tri-City still in the mix. Trois, they've won 2 straight, but they're still 21.5 games back of Quebec in the division. Oh, we have a couple of shakeups in the lineup, particularly on the side of Mississippi. This is the 4th time this season. Yesterday, that Mississippi got shut out, and it was a result of a very efficient pitching from Colby Morse. 5 first pitch outs and a lot of early hitting in the count, but not a lot of hits, only 4 of them. And in every game that Mississippi has been shut out, they have only had 4 hits or less. The Otters ended up getting their fewest strikeouts in a game yesterday and ended up still getting the shutout. Only 2 Ks, one from Morse, one from Valdez. It's just a very interesting game between the two sides. But the switch up, though, for Mississippi is that Correll Paz, who was batting 3rd in the first 3 games, moved down to the 5 spot. And now he's playing first base. Both of those are first this season. First time batting 5th, first time playing first base, but this is after a 2 for 12 start in the series. The other shakeup is A.J. Fritz moving up to the 3 spot, Travis Holt moving to the cleanup spot, with Paz moving down to 5. Now, Fritz is at a 2 for 10 so far this series, but honestly, there aren't too many guys on either side hitting the ball quite well. This has been a few low-scoring games today, or this week, between Evansville and Mississippi, but even so, the Otters still find themselves 2nd in the Frontier League in batting average, 3rd in on-base percentage, 5th in slugging, 4th in OPS, and 4th in hits. Definitely helps with the 6 runs and 8 hits they accrued yesterday. Victor Diaz is doing the catching as well. The Otters ended up stealing their most bases in a game this season yesterday. 4 of them when Diaz was catching. So look for the Otters to try and steal some bases yet again here. Linscott stole 2 of them, and now he's 10 for 12. So maybe the Otters going to try and take some more bags with Diaz behind the plate for the 2nd straight game. And before we head to the national anthem, we'll take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard. Most games just starting off. Tri-City's playing New Jersey now, and they're leading 4-3 in the 3rd inning. No score in the 2nd between Down East and Quebec. New York's up on Sussex 3-0 in the 2nd inning. We'll see New York after the end of this series as they go from Augusta, New Jersey, all the way to Evansville as a part of a long road trip. Ottawa, Trois, no score in the 2nd inning. Brockton is in Washington playing the Wild Things, as Washington is still winning games, still has the best record in the league, 43-20. Florence and Windy City just getting kicked off here as well. As later in the day, it'll be Lake Erie and Gateway and Joliet against Schaumburg. As the Otters and the Mud Monsters, the only 6-game series, so everybody else moving around playing different squads, but we are still here in Pearl. In terms of big series for the Midwest Conference, Joliet against Schaumburg, it's a series that Schaumburg is looking to win and continue to stay in first place. We saw they've been really good at home this season, and they're playing at Wintrust Park in that series. Lake Erie against Gateway is a big series for wild card positioning. Gateway 2 games ahead of Lake Erie in the standings, but definitely a chance for Lake Erie to grab a game or two and get themselves back into things in the wild card. Florence and Windy City, a big series for Windy City. They're coming off of 6 straight losses, and they're playing back at home at Ozinga Field. They're going to have to really lock in and try and get themselves a series win against the Yalls. Oh, we'll hit you with the anthem, the national one at that, as we will be right back, ready for first pitch after it on the Otters Digital Network. Chance here for the Otters to even the series up at 2 games apiece. They can do that with a win here today. There's Sergio Sanchez right there. He's getting the start here as we'll take a look at the batting order. First for the visiting Evansville Otters, John Ponder, Amani Jones, the top 2 with Logan Brown behind him. Marcos Gonzalez in the cleanup spot yet again at third base. Dennis Pierce is doing the DHing today. Jerry Dirksen behind the plate not calling the balls and strikes, catching the balls and strikes. Lynn Scott's in right field batting 7th. Trey Bridges is in left field batting 8th. And TJ Salvaggio batting at 9th at short. On the other side, Skinner, it's Booker, top 2 for Mississippi yet again. The 2 lefties, AJ Fritz is moved up to the 3rd spot with Holt moved up to cleanup as Carell Paz moves down to the 5 hole. Victor Diaz hits 6th, doing the catching with Samuel De La Rosa, the DH, batting 7th, and Tevis Payne in right field batting 8th, and Josh Shelley batting 9th at shortstop. Sergio Sanchez, 3.24 ERA in 16 2/3 innings. He's only played in 4 games this season after he did re-sign with the Mud Monsters on May 1st, but he was just activated from the Visa inactive list on July 1st. So he's only managed to play in 4 games, 3 of those starts, as we'll take a look at the defense for Mississippi. It's Booker, Skinner, Payne left to right field, Holt at third, Shelley at short with Fritz at second, and Paz at first. Victor Diaz doing the catching for Sanchez. Mentioned in the pregame, but this is the first time Correll Paz has played first base this season. We've usually seen A.J. Fritz play first base, but now he's at second. John Ponder leading off, as he usually does. He's hitting .365 in 50 games. The big 5-0. 2 for 5 yesterday. Overall in the series, he is hitting 3 for 12 with 3 RBIs. First pitch grounder, sliding under the glove of Shelley into left field for a base hit. Well, John Ponder quickly making an impact here in the top of the first inning, leading off first pitch of the game, and he sends it into left field for a base hit. So, man on first, nobody out in the top of the first inning, and Amani Jones will stand in. Struggling a little bit in this series, 0 for 8 with 4 strikeouts. Chance to have a nice get-back game here for Jones. It's been a very interesting last 5 games for Amani because he has a 4 for 5 game and a 3 for 5 game in 2 of those games, both of them against Windy City, but in between that, 3 0 for 4s. Popped up foul, it's 1-1. Back-to-back 0 for 4s in the series, including yesterday 0 for 4 with a walk and 2 strikeouts. Ponder on first leads the team in stolen bases, 21 of 32. Mentioned that Diaz behind the plate. Otters might steal a little bit more than usual after their 4 bags yesterday. So that one's called a strike. Sanchez has gone 5 2/3, and 5 in his 3 starts this season. In the dirt, doesn't get too far past Diaz, so no advance at first from Ponder, and it's 2-2. Last start for Sanchez was on the 18th against Florence. 5 innings, 8 hits, gave up 5 earned runs, but struck out 8. Earned the loss, though, against the Yalls. First time playing against the Otters this season. 2-2. Outside for ball 3. The breaking ball just veers a little away from Jones. Full count. Be nice to get a run across early before Wiltsey even throws a pitch in the bottom half, but as mentioned, Wiltsey has been very good in July. 3-2, runner goes. There's a grounder. That's going to get into left field for a base hit, as Ponder will go first to third. Amani Jones, a perfectly placed grounder that got past Shelley because he was covering second, as Ponder was trying to steal. So as Shelley was heading to second, that Jones grounder went right to where he was positioned originally. So some good luck on the side of the Otters, first and third with nobody out for Logan Brown. Well, in this entire series, we have not seen any scoring in the first inning, but not much scoring in general in the early going. Safety squeeze bunt will bring Ponder in, and another one successful for Logan Brown. The safety squeeze brings Ponder home from third, and the Otters have an early 1-0 lead. Logan Brown, too good at those. Too good at those bunts, man. Too good at them. Jones will advance to second base. So the Otters bring a run in the first inning. Good start. Good start for him. First pitch a little high and inside to Marcos Gonzalez. 0 for 3 yesterday. Did drive in a run, though. Bases loaded walk in the 8th inning, as Sanders yesterday walked 4 guys and had 3 of them come around to score. Overall in the series, Gonzalez is 3 for 11. 2-0. Big swing and a miss, and it's 2-1. Oh, Logan Brown, RBI number 40 on the year. Any RBI / home run total that he gets at this point is already just going to increase from last year. 3 homers, 33 RBIs in 59 games last year. He's 52 games this year, and he has 4 homers and 40 RBIs. A little high, and it's 3-1. Logan Brown played in this stadium a lot. Not with the Otters, but when he was with the Mississippi Braves back in 2022. This was the M Braves, as they called him, their home stadium for a while. Grounder down the third baseline foul, and it's 3-2. Otters are 14-6 when they score in the first inning this season. At a even 500, 5-5 on Fridays. Payoff from Sanchez. There's a base hit into left field. Amani Jones, a little bit of a late start. He'll just head to third. But 3 hits in the first inning, and runners are back at the corners with 1 out for Dennis Pierce. Well, it's looking like we're seeing the Otters offense that we saw late yesterday against Sanchez. Gonzalez at first, Amani Jones at third. Still only 1 out here in the top of the first inning. First pitch a little high to Dennis Pierce. Three hits already given up. Sanchez is 2 of his first 4 appearances were against Florence. Runner goes. No throw to second as Gonzalez will easily slide in safely. And he's got himself a stolen base. So Gonzalez now 4 for 4 on steals this season. Runners at second and third with 1 out. Easy double play taken away for Mississippi, and a chance for Dennis Pierce to drive in a couple with a base hit. 1-1. This is a little outside for ball 2. 4.94 ERA in 31 innings last year for Sanchez with Mississippi. The closer got himself an all-star selection. 2-1. Fouled off the mask of Diaz, and it's 2-2. Dennis Pierce had himself a good game yesterday. Ended up going 2 for 4. Hit a double. Drove in 2 runs on a single in the 8th inning. After the bases loaded walk from Gonzalez, he drove in 2 with a hit back up the middle. 2-2. Low and away for ball 3. Walk would load the bases for Dre Dirksen. Now Pierce, even with his 2 for 4 day, still 7 for his last 47 in his last 13 games. Hopefully that game yesterday was a bit of a slump buster for him. 3-2. Good take, and it's ball 4. Pierce will take the walk, and that will load the bases. First walk issued by Sanchez, and it's been a rough going here in the first inning for him. There's going to be a mound visit between him and Diaz. Chance for the Otters to really break it open here in the first inning. Jones on third, Gonzalez on second, and now Pierce on first. His 36th walk of the year. Well, Dre Dirksen still has yet to get an RBI in an Otters uniform. A good chance for him to do it here. Bases loaded, one out. Hitting 200. Only his 4th game of the year. He's played in 1 game of the series. That was back on Wednesday. First pitch a little high and inside for ball 1. 2 for 10 to start off his Otters tenure. On Wednesday, went 1 for 4 with a double. And we've seen how good he is defensively behind the dish. There's a high fly ball into deep center field. Going back is Skinner, and that one is off the wall. 2 runs are going to come in to score. Pierce gets the stop sign at third. Throw goes over there. Dre Dirksen, a 2-run double, and it's 3-0 in the first inning. Pretty ideal start for the Otts today. That one gets over the head of Skinner. One hops off the fence. Jones coming in. Gonzalez right behind him. Pierce stop sign at third. He overran third a little bit, which is why the throw went back there, but he ends up getting back safely. Sam Linscott looking to keep things up here in the first inning. 3 runs already in for Evansville before Wiltsey throws a pitch. First pitch called a strike, and it's 0-1 to Linscott. He has exactly 1 hit in his last 7 games. We saw this weird little 1-hit streak happen with Salvaggio earlier in the season. He had an 11-game hitting streak from May 27th to June 9th, and he had exactly 1 hit in 8 straight games in that streak. And now Linscott's doing the same thing here. Called a strike, and it's 0-2. So 3 runs on 4 hits coming in here in the first inning. As for the first time this entire series, a team is putting up some good offense in the early frames. 0-2. Just outside. Take a look yesterday. Nobody scored until the 6th inning. Wednesday, there was 1 run that scored in the first 5. And that was from the Otters. And then on Tuesday, nobody scored until the 5th inning. We just haven't seen this type of run output in this series in the first. High chopper over to third, and that will bring a run home. Throw to first is not in time, and Linscott beats it out. Infield single for Linscott, as coming home from third is Pierce. It's 4-0 Evansville. Now everyone's still getting comfortable in their seats, and the Otters have already scored 4 times. As Linscott just legs out an infield single. Safe by about half a step. As there remains 1 out. Even if he was out, that still would have brought the run home. Trey Bridges takes a strike right down the middle for strike 1. Bridges coming off an 0 for 3 yesterday, but first 3 games of his professional career, 2 for 10. Low for ball 1. So make it 4 runs on 5 hits here in the first inning. One. Outside. Well, this is definitely the last thing you want if you're Mississippi, especially due to the fact that you don't want to waste the bullpen. They got a lot of arms out there, and there's still 2 games left after this game, so not the ideal start you want. You wanted to start like Campbell yesterday. Outside for ball 3, and a walk loads the bases yet again for Salvaggio at the bottom of the lineup. 30 pitches in this first inning for Sanchez. 3-1 misses, and that's ball 4. So Bridges will take the walk, and the bases are reloaded. Ninth man to step up to the plate here in the first inning. This is looking mighty similar to that 7-run first inning against Windy City last week. And in that 7-run inning, TJ Salvaggio hit a 3-run homer. So patterns could follow patterns here. First pitch from Sanchez is called a strike. Dirksen on third, Lynn Scott on second, Bridges on first. 4 runs already in here in the top of the first inning for the Otters. A little bit low, and it's 1-1. Sanchez is already nearing his season high in earned runs given up. In his last start, he gave up 5. That took 5 innings. He has not even gone through a full inning here today. 1-1. Grounder over to short. Shelley tosses to second for 1. On to first, and it's a double play as Salvaggio grounds into the 6-4-3 to end the frame in the first inning. The Otters, 4 runs in the first inning, and Wiltsey coming up here already with a comfortable lead. 4-0 Evansville on the Otters Digital Network. First inning is brought to you by the Mesker Park Zoo and Botanical Gardens. Visit Mesker Park Zoo at 1545 Mesker Park Drive in Evansville, Indiana. Good start to the game for Evansville. It's 4-0 in the bottom of the first. Ryan Wiltsey is the starter for Evansville, and he has had a fantastic July. Let's take a look. He has a .57 ERA in July, and that was after a 6.75 ERA in June, so he's really found his groove here in July, and he's already pitching with a 4-run lead. So take a look at the Otters defense. It's Bridges in left with Ponder in center, Lynn Scott in right, Marcos Gonzalez at third, TJ Salvaggio at short, Amani Jones at second, Logan Brown at first, Dre Dirksen behind the dish for Wiltsey. Did have a good sign today. Saw both LG Castillo and Blake Robertson hitting BP today. Could be a good sign that both of those guys are coming back relatively soon. Robertson, of course, has been on the 7-day IL, and LG Castillo's missed a couple of games. Missed a good amount of games already this month, but when he has been playing, he's been hitting the ball. He's been hitting the ball very well. The first pitch will miss, but because of a pitch clock violation on Skinner, it is 1-1. Another 1-1 from Wiltsey is called a strike. Lower half of the zone. It's already 1-2 here to Skinner. 2 for 12 in this series. Just had a brain fart there. 1 for 4 yesterday. high for ball 2. Skinner has the only home run hit this series. Solo shot back on Wednesday. 2-2 in the dirt, and it's a full count. Wiltsey, 21 walks compared to 48 strikeouts. So he's currently lead the team in strikeouts with Williman. Fouled away. Well, so far this season for Wiltsey, not necessarily a fan of walking guys. 21 of them. 5 of them came, though, in his season high in walks, which was June 14th against Schaumburg. But otherwise, no other outing with more than 3. Three-two is high for ball 4. So Skinner will take the walk. First walk issued by Wiltsey. Leadoff man reaches here in the bottom of the first inning. Kyle Booker ready for his first at bat. He has a hit in his last 8 games. He had a 2-for-4 day yesterday. He has Blake Robertson's walk-up song. That fraud. That's B-Rob's walk-up song. That's not his. 1-0. Booker hitting at a 286, game number 62 for him. As he has played in every game except for 2. Skinner, on the other hand, has played in every game. This is game 64 for him, and game 64 for Mississippi is yet to miss one. Booker hitting the ball well against the Otters this season. 4 for 11 in this series. They're back to first, not in time. Skinner leading the team in steals, 29 for 40. And even though the Otters, in terms of stolen bases, have a lot less than Mississippi, 129 to 63, they're actually outstealing Mississippi this series. Runner goes, and it's fouled away. Skinner heading back to first base. Booker, 17 multi-hit games, but also has multiple strikeouts in 17 games. None in his last 5, though. A little bit low on the breaking ball, and it's 2-2. Now the Otters picked up 4 runs on 5 hits in the top of the first inning. They lead at 4-0. A couple of singles from Ponder and Amani Jones. Logan Brown brought a run in with a safety squeeze, as he usually does. Another single from Gonzalez, then a walk from Pierce, double from Dirksen that brought in 2, then a single for Linscott. Runner goes, and it's popped up left side of the infield. Someone's calling it. Salvaggio makes a nice catch, reaching over his shoulder. That was a nice catch for TJ out there in shallow left field, as Skinner, who attempted to steal second base twice, is still standing at first. So 1 out, runner on first, and A.J. Fritz will stand in. He has been the cleanup man for the first 3 games, but now he's in the 3-hole. Runner goes again. Throw to second base is not in time. It was a good throw from Dirksen, but Skinner just too fast on the base paths. That's stolen base number 30 on the year for him. So he moves into scoring position. A.J. Fritz Hitting at a 303, game number 36. That one misses for ball 2. He's 2 for 3 against Wiltsey this season. 5 overall plate appearances. He has a double, a single, a walk, and a hit by pitch against Ryan Wiltsey. The 2-0. Misses just outside for ball 3. Walk will put 2 on with 1 out for Travis Holt. One for 4 day yesterday for Fritz. Overall, 2 for 10 in the series. 3-0. Called a strike. Skinner standing on second base. If he scores, the Otters still have a pretty comfortable lead. Mississippi hasn't necessarily gotten the bats hot in the past couple games. 3-1 liner right at short. Throw to second. Not in time. Salvaggio catches the liner to him. Positioned perfectly on that one, and that's the second out. Skinner just barely gets back to second base. Liner right at him. Skinner looks right there and immediately dives back into second base safely. Travis Holt, ready for his first at-bat. Also has 5 plate appearances against Wiltsey this year. First pitch, breaking ball, called a strike. A little less success for Holt compared to Fritz. He's 1 for 5. His only hit was a single back on June the 3rd. Wiltsey's pitched in 2 games against Mississippi this season. 0-1. Little outside, a little low. June 30 pitched 5 innings, gave up 10 hits, 7 earned runs, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts, earned the loss in an 7-2 L against Mississippi. Pitched a lot better, though, against the Mud Monsters on June 20th. 6 2/3, only gave up 1 earned and got the win in a 4-3 victory for Evansville. Called a strike, and it's 1-2 to Travis Holt. So a tale of 2 very different starts for Wiltsey, but we're hoping we get the June 20th Ryan Wiltsey, and we've been getting that a lot as of recent against other teams in the Frontier League, Windy City, Sussex, and Joliet in July. Holt calls his timeout. The Otters are now 8-5 when Wiltsey pitches. After getting the win in his last start back on the 18th against Windy City. A little bit high. Skinner has a very big lead off of second base. Wiltsey has struck out Holt before, back on the 20th of June. Trying to get through a scoreless first and keep the Otters lead at a 4-runner early. Runner goes high and no throw as Skinner will slide into third safely. Steal number 31. Well, that's the threat of Mississippi on the base paths. They will steal a base at any moment, including 2 in 1 at-bat. And that's what Skinner does there. Stolen bases number 30 and 31. Now he's 90 feet away. That is ball 4 as Holt will take the walk. That'll put runners at the corners with 2 outs for Correll Pause. Pause got moved down in the lineup to the 5th spot after an 0 for 4 day yesterday. Overall, he's 2 for 12 in the series. First pitch is called a strike. Painting the corner there is Wiltsey, and it's 0-1. Hold 8 for 12 on stolen bases. Getting covered over there by Logan Brown. Popped up into foul ground. Foul ball brought to you by Heads Construction. Choose the best, never regret it. Quickly 0-2 here against Paws, as Wiltsey continues to try and keep a 0 on the board for Mississippi. Try to make it 10 scoreless for Otters pitching. Oh, 2. Fouled away as Paws stays alive. Paws with runners on, not hitting the ball particularly well. And overall, just had a 250. Only his 8th game of the year. A little high for ball 1 with 2 outs. Paws is hitting .333 though, 4 for 12. So he's a very good 2-out hitter. Holt big lead off of first. That he got out in front of that one and drills it foul off to the right side out of play. It'll remain at 1-2. The Otters still not necessarily close to their consecutive scoreless innings total record for this season, which is 20. That was back when they shut out Gateway back-to-back games of that doubleheader. Combination of those 2 games and then the ends and starts of games in between. Another 1-2 from Wiltsey. A little high for ball 2. This has been a pretty long inning pitch count-wise for Wiltsey as well. Definitely not as much as Sanchez. He finished with 34 pitches. Wiltsey is on 31, so it is actually pretty close. But Wiltsey still a chance. 1 pitch away from keeping things at 4-0. 2-2. Just misses inside. And that's ball 3. Walk would load the bases for Diaz. And early here, Mississippi is in slam range. Payoff. Runner goes. Fouled back. It's a good battle here, though, between Paws and Wiltsey. Otters scored 4 in the top half. And even though it's been a very long first inning for Wiltsey, it is still 4-0. Holt's going to get another head start over at first. Wiltsey kicks and deals another 3-2. As that just misses low for ball 4. So Wiltsey has walked the bases loaded in the first inning. There's going to be a mound visit here between Dirksen and Wiltsey. So already in the first inning, 3 walks for Wiltsey, which is he's only done twice this year. He's already done it in the first inning. At 3 walks on June 30th against Washington, the game in which he gave up the 10 earned runs, and 5 against Schaumburg on the 14th. Otherwise, 2 or less walks in every other start this season. This is pitch number 34 for Wiltsey in the first inning, which is going to match Sanchez, his first inning pitch total. First pitch to Diaz, a little high for ball 1. Little high for ball 2. Nowhere to put him. A walk brings in a run. Diaz does already have 2 homers this season through 11 games. Called a strike, and it's 2-1. Diaz 2 home runs, 7 RBIs, 3 doubles. Overall in this series, he's 2 for 9. Came in as a pinch hitter back on Wednesday, drove in the tying run. RBI single then. Fouled away, and it's 2-2. We'll see 1 strike away yet again from getting out of this scoreless. This might be a bullpen day for both sides. Two. Low in the dirt. 3-2. Now everybody is going to get a head start. Skinner at third, Holt at second, Paz at first. No room for error here for Wiltsey. A walk brings in a run. Strikeout gets him out of this, still 4-0. Payoff. And it's called strike 3. Wiltsey gets out of the jam. His first K of the day. As it remains 4-0. We will head to the second inning on the Otters Digital Network. Second inning. It was a very long first for Ryan Wiltsey, but he strikes out Diaz looking on pitch number 39 of the inning to eventually get out of that with a scoreless first. He walked the bases loaded, but still nobody came around. So the Otters are still in the lead 4-0. After everybody in the lineup came up to bat in the first inning, Ponders leading off the second, just like he led off the first inning. Sanchez had himself a bit of a long first, but a first pitch swing here in the second inning, and a grounder to short. Throw to first is in time. And now 1 pitch, 1 out to start the second. Now Monty Jones will stand in for his second at-bat. Singled in the first, came around to score. A very perfectly placed single at that. First pitch called a strike. Sanchez, a 25-year-old. He's from San Cristobal in the Dominican Republic. A little high and away for ball one. Signed a minor league deal with the Rockies back in November of 2018, and he pitched 233 and 2/3 innings with them. Overall at a 5.12 ERA before getting released on March of 2025. 1-2 now to Amani. So call his timeout. 2024 is last season. He was with the Spokane Indians in High A at a 6.41 ERA, 39 1/3. 1-2. Grounder up the middle, ranging is Shelley. Throw on the run over to first is dug out there by Pause for out number 2. It was a very rough start to that 2024 season for Sanchez. He had a 22 ERA in April. It's only 3 2/3 innings, but he gave up 9 earned, walked 10. But then he had an ERA under 1 in May in 9 1/3 innings. And overall, it's just kind of up and down throughout that 2024 season. The first pitch will hit Logan Brown, and he'll take first. A little bit of tension between Logan Brown and Sanchez on that play. First pitch got hit right in the back. Not sure if Sanchez was upset about the safety squeeze, but I don't know if Sanchez knows this, but Logan Brown just does that. He just does it. So it's not like it's just him. First pitch outside for ball one to Marcos Gonzalez. 1-0. Grounder over to third. Holt. Throw on to first in time for out number 3. So the hit by pitch doesn't come around to score. Doesn't advance from first. Still 4-0 Otters as we head to the bottom of the second on the Otters Digital Network. Second inning is brought to you by J.E. Shekel Armor Protection. Founded in 1978, J.E. Shekel is the Tri-State's premier residential, commercial, industrial service and construction company. It was a long first inning for Wiltsey, but still no runs on the board after he struck out Diaz. Looking back out there for another inning, looking to maybe get another scoreless inning, but a little bit less in terms of the pitch count. He threw 39 pitches in that first inning. And the Otters still have a 4-0 lead. It'll be De La Rosa, Payne, and Shelley, the bottom 3 in the order, leading off in the bottom of the second. De La Rosa hitting at a 277, 38th game. The first pitch is called a strike. De La Rosa, 17.3% K percentage, 28 strikeouts compared to 19 walks. OPS of 841, which is almost 100 over the league average. And overall, he has a 650 OPS in his last 10 games. Oh, and 2 pitches in the dirt, and it's ball 1. Hitting .319 here at home compared to .235 on the road. So really likes it here at Trustmark Park. Swung on and missed for strike 3, and De La Rosa goes down swinging. Second K in a row for Wiltsey, second overall for him as well, as that's out number 1 to start the bottom of the second inning. Now, Tevis Payne did not play yesterday, but played in the first 2 games of the series. Overall, 1 for 6, hit a RBI double that ended up being the go-ahead run in the first game of the series. So the first pitch is called a strike. Payne also slumping a little bit in his last 10 games. Called a strike. And it's 0-2, and I'm not sure the Mississippi crowd here is a big fan of the lower strike calls being shown by Jose Miriente early here. 0-2. Fouled off. I think it went off of Dirksen. Still remains at 0-2. Paying an insane 21.8% walk rate. The league average is 8.5. The dude is very good plate discipline for him in his first professional season. Like that was a good take right there. 1-2 on the slider just outside. Strikeout percentage is 11.5, which is 13 points lower than the league average at 24. Grounder over to second base. Monty Jones throw over to first in time, and that's out number 2. So first 2 down here, and that'll bring up the bottom of the lineup in Josh Shelley. This is the efficient second inning that Wiltsey is looking for here. Just got to get Shelley out here, and it'll be a successful second inning. First pitch, called a strike. Shelley signed back on the 4th of July. He's from Houma, Louisiana, a little bit southwest of New Orleans, right near the Gulf. Didn't have any offers out of college. Ended up going to Jones Community College. Tore his anterior cruciate ligament twice. All those doctor terms. Cruciate ligament. Sounds like it hurt. It definitely sounds like it hurt, but luckily he was able to come back and ended up having a great season this year at Tennessee Wesleyan. So that one will miss for ball 3, makes it 3-1. 410 average, 16 homers, 80 RBIs. More walks than strikeouts. Also had 23 doubles. That'll miss for ball 4. And Shelley will take the walk. 4th walk issued by Wiltsey today. And it's back to the top of the order in Braylon Skinner. Skinner walked, stole 2 bases, and got stranded at third in the first inning. Still the same 3 lefties in the lineup, but not 1-2-3 anymore, 1-2-5. So that miss is just inside, and it's 1-0. Shelley on first. The 1-0 is called a strike. Skinner last year at .294 in 89 games with Mississippi, had 30 multi-hit games compared to only 24 games in which he was hitless. I think the only flaw with his game from last year, he didn't hit too many homers, didn't hit too much for power, and struck out a little bit too much. But this year, he has already hit more homers than he has last year with 4 after his solo shot a couple days back, and he only has 43 strikeouts. Ripped down the line, but that's foul. Makes it 2-2. One of those 3 homers last season was against Evansville on July 1st. So 2 homers against the Otters out of his 7 in his career with Mississippi. Grounder down the third base line, and Dirkson's going to let it go foul. It'll remain at 2-2. If that stayed fair, Skinner would definitely have made it without a throw over to first base. So smart decision making there from Dirkson. He'll have to head back to home plate and take another 2-2. Hit 49 stolen bases last year with Mississippi, went 49 for 64. 2-2. Foul tip into the glove for strike 3 as Dirkson hangs on to it. 3 strikeouts for Wiltsey as he gets through the second scoreless. Still 4-0 Evansville as we'll head to the third on the Otters Digital Network. Third inning. Otters still lead it 4-0, as it has been a relatively good performance for both the offense and Ryan Wiltsey on the bump. There's Sanchez. He gave up those 4 runs in the first inning. 2 innings, 5 hits, 4 earned, 2 walks, no strikeouts so far for him. It'll be Dennis Pierce, Dre Dirkson, and Sam Linscott leading it off to start the third. Looks like we're waiting on Braylon Skinner. He's just now heading over to center field. Not too sure what took him so long, but he's out there. That'll be a pitch clock violation. So early 1-0 count here against Pierce. A 1-0 pitch from Sanchez is a little low for ball 2. That was very interesting. A very interesting thing that just happened there. The 2-0 pitch Big swing and a miss from Pierce, and it's 2-1. High fastball 92 got him to whiff on that. Wiltsey coming out of the second inning, 4 walks, 3 strikeouts. Has not let any of those walks come around to score. Inside, straightens him up a bit. It's 3-2. Or sorry, 3-1. Pierce walked in the first inning, came around to score. 1 ball away from grabbing a second walk. And he will get that. So 2 walks in 2 at-bats for Pierce. Hasn't gotten anything to hit quite yet. And the leadoff man reaches for the second time in 3 innings for Evansville. Third walk issued by Sanchez, and Dre Dirksen is up. He's already had a pretty good game offensively. Hit a 2-run double in the first inning. Drove in his first 2 Otters RBIs. Already a second double of the year with Evansville. Called a strike. It's 0-1. Hit 2 doubles with Lake Country before coming here. So overall, 4 doubles on the year. He's already matched his doubles total with the Otters than he did with Lake Country in 20 less games. Swing and a miss. It's 0-2. Had 7 doubles last year with Sioux Falls. 13 of them in his last collegiate season with Augustana. Oh, 2. Check swing over to first. Did not go around. It's 1-2. Oh, Dirksen is he's a very loyal guy. He was with Augustana his entire collegiate career. He also spent 5 seasons in the Northwoods League with the Wilmar Stingers. 5 seasons there, starting in 2020 and going all the way up until 2024. Fouled back, it'll remain at 1-2. His best season with Wilmar was in 2023. It was also his best collegiate season. Hit 345 with Augustana, was a All-Central Region second team for the D2 CCA, but then hit 329 in summer ball in 40 games. 1-2. A little low. That was a season in which he led the entirety of Division II in sack flies with 9. He definitely knows how to get a run home from third. Knows how to get a run home in this game. Slow roller over to third base. No play at second from Shelley. His throw on the run to first is in time for out number 1. But Pierce will advance to second base on the 6-3. One down, runner on second. Sam Linscott already has an RBI single, so has already extended his hitting streak to 8 games. Now, the real question is, will he get a multi-hit game? Because, as we mentioned, now 1 hit exactly in now 8 straight games. Chance for 2. You never know. He has 13 multi-hit games this season, 3 3-hit games, and has 1 4-hit game, 4 for 5 back against Mississippi on June 19th. 1-0. There is a base hit into the gap in right center field. Rounding third is Dennis Pierce. He'll come in to score. And 2 RBI singles for Sam Linscott in 3 innings. The Otters have taken a 5-0 lead. Now 14 multi-hit games for Linscott. Sends one into the right center field gap. It's cut off there by Payne, but definitely deep enough to score Pierce from second base. The Otters have taken a 5-run lead. First pitch fouled away by Bridges, and it's 0-1. Bridges being from Jackson, his family has been here for this series to watch him play professionally for the first time. Must be nice to get that first bit of professional experience in your hometown. Technically, it is Pearl, but Jackson, Pearl, close enough. Outside, it's 1-1. Linscott today now up to 25 RBIs after back-to-back RBI singles. Linscott also stole 2 bags yesterday. Maybe a chance here to take another one today. 1-1 is a high fly ball into left field. Booker running after it, moving near foul ground. Not quite there yet, but he'll make the catch for out number 2 as Linscott will head back to first. Salvaggio 0 for 1 today, grounded into a 6-4-3 double play to end the first inning. Overall in this series, he's 3 for 10. And that will hit Salvaggio on the back. Fastball 90 up and in, and Salvaggio will take first base. Second hit by pitch by Sanchez. And it's back to the top of the order as Linscott will head to second. Well, TJ just sort of ate that one. Immediately just ran over to first base, and he's fine. Two on, 2 outs. Ponder, he's 1 for 2. He's now got up to bat in every inning. Grounder down the third base line, foul over near the Mississippi dugout. And it's 0-1. So Ponder singled, came around to score in the first inning, then in the second grounded out to short. This is another high pitch count inning for Sanchez. Still no movement, though, in the bullpen for Mississippi. 0-1 a little outside on the fastball. Ponder with runners on. So that one's low and away. He's hitting .418. 2-1. Yeah, I've seen the walk issued a good amount here from Sanchez. A walk would load the bases for Monty Jones. 2-1. Fouled back. It's 2-2. Well, so far through 2 innings, Ponder and Jones have had identical stat lines. Both of them singled and scored in the first, and both of them grounded out to short in the second. They're so used to being the number 1 and number 2 in the order that they're now just doing the same things offensively. The 2-2 from Sanchez. Ripped down the line, but foul. As Ponder stays alive here, 2-2 still. Sanchez, his season high in walks is 3. He already has done that today. He did it in back-to-back games, 4th of July against Florence, and then 11th of July against Windy City. Walked 3 in each game. 2-2. Make it ball 3 as that one misses high and away. 3-2, 2 outs. Both runners going to get a head start. Linscott on second. Salvaggio on first. Linscott, the RBI single, made it 5-0. Sanchez payoff pitch. Swung on and missed strike 3 on the slider as Ponder goes down swinging for out number 3. First strikeout of the day for Sanchez, but another run comes in for Evansville as Linscott brings in Dennis Pierce from second base. Otters have a 5-0 lead as we'll head to the bottom of the third on the Otters Digital Network. Third inning is brought to you by Precision Pest and Wildlife. Every great team brings precision to the field. We bring it to your home and business. Call 812-993-3341 or visit precisionpestwildlife.com. Let's elevate the standard together. Otters are elevating the score. It's 5-0 here in the bottom of the third inning. Ryan Wiltsey is throwing a lot of pitches, but has still managed to keep zeros on the board for now the 11th straight inning by Otters pitching. It's Kyle Booker, AJ Fritz, Travis Holt leading off 2-3-4 guys in the third inning. Kyle Booker flew out to Salvaggio in shallow left field in his first at bat. He's now 3 for 7 against Ryan Wiltsey. All three of those hits came on June 3rd, including a single, a double, and a homer. So he hit the ball well against Wiltsey on the 3rd, but then went 0 for 3 with a strikeout on the 20th against Wiltsey. First pitch called a strike. 0-1. Big swing and a miss for strike 2. Booker strikes out at a 20.1% rate, 57 of them, which leads Mississippi's lineup. 0-2. Fouled away as he stays alive. Sitting better in July average-wise than he did in June and May. So that one's low and away. 311 here in July. A little bit less of a sample size, 73 plate appearances, but he hit 284 last month. Now has 2 homers in every month as well. Looking to extend that 8-game hitting streak. Fouled away off to the left side. Still remains at 1-2. Compared to June, Booker's getting on more, higher on base percentage, but less in terms of the slugging department. That'll miss low for ball 2. OPS overall just kind of staying the same, though. 852 last month, 848 here in July. 702, though, in May. There's a base hit into left field. First hit of the day for Mississippi, as Booker does end up extending his hitting streak to 9 games. Now runner on first with nobody out, and that'll bring up AJ Fritz. Fritz lined out to Salvaggio in the first inning. He's 0 for 1 today. First pitch will miss. So Fritz is now 3 for his last 25. 3 for 24 in his last 7 games coming into today's contest. And 2 of those hits were in this series. He went 1 for 4 yesterday and then 1 for 3 on Wednesday. Little low, and it's 2-0. Spent his last collegiate season with LSU Shreveport, in which he was a really good two-way player. Mentioned that Fritz does the most position player pitching on the team for Mississippi, but he was a legit two-way guy at Shreveport in 2024. He hit .333 in 53 games and also had a 1.7 ERA in 42 innings on the mound. A 7-0 record. Walked 6, struck out 37. He's a legit two-way guy, but has leaned more into the hitting side of things in his professional career. Hasn't gotten a pitch to hit quite yet here, 3-0. Already 4 walks for Wiltsey. That is called a strike, and it's 3-1. Pioneer League right after his season at LSU Shreveport. Great Falls, he hit 341, 17 games, pitched 22 1/3, and had a 5.16 ERA. And just kept doing more of the hitting when he was with Great Falls in 2025, as that one will miss high for ball 4. And Wiltsey is now tied his season high with 5 walks. So 2 on, nobody out, as Mississippi tries to get on the board here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Otters do have a 5-run lead, so they can risk a run or 2 scoring, but maybe not much more than that. They want to keep things comfortable. First pitch is called a strike. Well, at this point in the game yesterday, we were in the 6th inning. And so that shows you how good the pitching was yesterday with Morse and Campbell. And Wiltsey's been pitching well. He's just been not able to locate, managing to get out of a lot of traffic, though. In the dirt, and it's 1-1. Oh for 3 with runners in scoring position so far for Mississippi. They've left 4 on base through the first 2. Have 2 on here. One. A little outside for ball 2. Now, Wiltsey has not walked 6 guys in an outing this season. Those 5. That was in 7 innings, though, against Schaumburg on the 14th. He ended up only giving up 1 earned run, struck out 8, and threw a season high for an Otter in terms of pitch count, 116. Grounder up the middle, over to Jones. He'll tag second, throw to first, in time, a double play. Monty Jones starts the 4-3 DP. A twin killing. It's 2 outs as advancing to third is Booker. Mentioned Wiltsey just keeps on finding his way out of traffic. As Booker at third with 2 outs now for Correll Paz. It's now the 3rd double play that Mississippi's grounded into in the past 2 games. First pitch swung on and missed. Gets past Dirksen, but not too far to advance the runner from third. Paz has a hit in 5 of his 7 games so far this season. He walked in the first inning. 4 of the top 5 in the lineup for Mississippi have walked, but so far none have come around to score yet. 0-1. A little high on the fastball. Paz ended up leaving Cuba back in 2017 to try and get a career in baseball. Spent time in a lot of different places before getting signed by the Mets in 2022. So that one's high for ball 2. He was in Brazil, he was in Guyana, he was in Uruguay, Panama, Dominican Republic before eventually signing with the Mets. May 25th, 2022, a couple years with them. And now with Mississippi in his 2nd year. Fouled back, it's 2-2. Was with the Brooklyn Cyclones, home of JT Benson now. Shout out to JT. Good excuse to check on how JT is actually doing with Brooklyn. He's hitting .268, 12 doubles, 6 homers, 26 RBIs. Not too bad. Two. Little low for ball 3. 1 walk only this season for Paws. 2 if you count the 1 in the first inning, which will be counted after the game's finalized, but 6 strikeouts as well. Check swing, and he did go around it. Strike 3. Paws goes down swinging. 4th K for Wiltsey, and that's out number 3. We'll head to the 4th. Otters still up by 5 on the Otters Digital Network. Fourth inning, and it's been a very weird start for Ryan Wiltsey. He has thrown 3 scoreless, but he has thrown 81 pitches. It kind of reminds me of Blake Snell in a way. You know, Blake Snell always was good, but it would take a lot of pitches for him to get through a few scoreless frames. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. 4th inning though, Otters still up 5-0. It's Amani Jones leading it off with Logan Brown behind him. Marcos Gonzalez hitting 3rd. Sergio Sanchez out there. There was somebody warming in the bullpen for Mississippi, but I think they stopped. Sanchez has thrown 70. This will be pitch number 70. So less pitches thrown than Wiltsey, but also the 5 earned runs. The main stat line right there for him. First pitch is a high fly ball on the infield. Travis Holt calling everybody off, and he'll make the catch for out number 1. Well, 1 pitch, 1 out here to start the 4th inning for Sanchez. I'll bring up Logan Brown. Safety squeeze bunt brought in Ponder from 3rd, then got hit by a pitch. First offering from Sanchez. A little outside for ball 1. Logan Brown played here as a member of the home team, the Mississippi Braves, in 2022. Trustmark Park was the home of the Mississippi Braves for pretty much their entire existence. They moved here from Greenville, South Carolina, became the Mississippi Braves. They were here from 2005 to 2024 as the AA affiliate of the Atlanta Braves. Which also means, as that one misses for ball 1, a lot of great Braves players have played at this stadium. A lot of them. Talking Craig Kimbrell, 2009. Freddie Freeman, Jason Hayward, also in 2009. Talking Andrelton Simmons in 2012. Dansby Swanson, Ozzy Albies in 2016. So that one's grounded over to second base into the shift as throwing it over to first is Fritz for out number 2. We're also talking Ronald Acuna in 2017. We're talking Max Fried and Austin Riley in 2017 and 2018. We're talking William Contreras in 2019, Spencer Strider and Shea Langoliers in 2021. Michael Harris was on the same team as Logan Brown in 2022. Then Drake Baldwin in 2023 and 24. A lot of guys. A lot of guys have played here. It's kind of like Bossy Field, where you see like all the history, and when they used to be an affiliated club, all the legends of the game. But instead it's Braves legends and a couple of Hall of Famers as well. 2-0 quickly here to Marcos Gonzalez with 2 outs. That'll miss, and it's ball 3. That will miss just outside for ball 4. And Gonzalez will take first on the walk. So new season high 4 walks for Sanchez. Speaking of walks, Pierce has walked twice today. Do want to mention as well, one last little note about the Mississippi Braves. You remember when David Fletcher was a pitcher? That was in 2024, and that was with the Mississippi Braves. 89 innings pitched here in his stint on the bump. By far his most, after being a little bit of a mainstay with the Angels, not the Braves, the Angels. Came back, decided he wanted to be a pitcher, and was on the Mississippi Braves in their last season. High and inside, it'll get past Diaz, and Gonzalez will take second base. So a little wild so far today is Sanchez. Also on that 2024 team, Bryson Horn, who is on Gateway. Let's take a look at David Fletcher's 2024. He had a 6.37 ERA, 89 innings. Gave up 63 earned runs, 108 hits, 37 walks compared to 32 strikeouts. So the whole pitching experiment for David Fletcher didn't necessarily work out in his favor, but he still put together a very solid career. But of course, only legends of the game play here. And David Fletcher's included in that. We will not leave out David Fletcher. 2-2. Pierce took the first 2 for a ball. Now count evened up. Gonzalez at second base. 2 outs. 5-0 Otters in the top of the 4th. Sanchez kicks and fires high and inside, and he did go around for strike 3. So Pierce strikes out on the fastball high and inside. Second K for Sanchez. Second K to end the inning as well. As we will head to the bottom of the 4th. Still 5-0 Evansville on the Otters digital network. Fourth innings brought to you by Sheet Metal Workers Local 20. For 138 years, Sheet Metal Workers have led the way in sheet metal industries like heating and air, architectural, industrial, and more. Visit smart20evansville.com for more information. You know, I bet when you woke up this morning, you didn't expect a tangent on David Fletcher's pitching career. Now, did you? Yeah, that's what you get here on the Evansville Otters broadcast. By the way, I'm Evan Patoka. We're here in the bottom of the fourth inning. There was a baseball game going on in the midst of all that talking. Just felt like talking a little bit about David Fletcher. What's wrong with that? Ryan Wiltsey is back out there for another inning. He's thrown 3 scoreless, but on 81 pitches. So not too sure how far he'll go in this one. I think it would be a nice outing if he went 5, considering the pitch count. If he goes 6, though, that would be something. That would definitely be something. It'll be Diaz, De La Rosa, and Payne leading off in the bottom of the fourth inning. First pitch is a high fly ball into foul ground. Gonzalez will give way to Dirksen, who makes the catch for out number 1. So just like in the top of the fourth inning, bottom of the fourth starts with a fly out to the infield. Samuel De La Rosa. First pitch misses a little low for ball 1. So talking a little bit more about Trustmark Park, it's always been called this. Trustmark Bank Company, headquartered in Jackson, Mississippi, just down the street. A little low for ball 2. It's one of those stadiums where they have the weird little. In Florence, they have the 4240 meters for the measurement in center field. I don't even know what the measurement is on the wall here in Mississippi, but it's 335 to left field, 332 to right, and 402 to center. Like left field says 55.83. What does that mean? 2 and 2. Is it 55 times 83? Is that what that is? Oh no, that's 4,565. Okay, yeah. So I don't know what it means. Apparently it's 335 though. 3-2. Wiltsey looking to avoid a 6th walk today. His payoff pitch. Fly ball, right side of the infield. Amani Jones calling off Logan Brown. He'll make the catch, and that's out number 2. So a couple of infield pop-ups for the first 2 outs in the bottom of the fourth. Okay, so now center field, it says 67.601, which is 601 is the area code, and that's also the game time that we're starting tomorrow. And then 55.83 in right field. What does that mean? First pitch is called. I gotta figure this out now. I'm gonna ask, and I'll get back to you guys tomorrow. 0-1 from Wiltsey. Called a strike. It's 0-2. Tevis Payne 0 for 1 has a grounder over to Amani Jones back in the second inning. Are they just random numbers? It's gonna annoy me. Swung on and missed, strike 3, and Payne strikes out. 5th K for Wiltsey as he gets a 1-2-3-4. Exactly what his pitch count needed. He's gone through 4 scoreless, and the Otters have now gone through 13 straight scoreless innings against Mississippi, going back to the first inning yesterday. So we'll head to the 5th. 5-0 on the Otters Digital Network. Top of the 5th inning here in Pearl. 5-0 Evansville. Scored 4 in the first, 1 in the third, and are in control. Mississippi has not scored since the 8th inning on Wednesday, as they have been held scoreless for 13 straight frames. It's Dirksen leading off, then Linscott, then Bridges. So, in between innings, shout out to the assistant general manager here with the Mud Monsters, David Kerr. He was sitting next door, so I decided in between innings, you know what? I'm just gonna go ask him what the measurements mean, and figured out that it is measured in fathoms. A fathom is apparently equal to 6 feet, as Dirksen will call his hitters timeout 0-1. So 67 fathoms in center field is 402 feet. And then to left field, it is 55 fathoms, which is equal to 330. And it's measured in fathoms because it's a water measurement, and they're called mud monsters, and they live in the water. It's used for measuring the depth of water. So we are currently learning something new every day. I honestly had no clue what a fathom was before this, so got a nice little lesson on measuring fathoms. Another thing you probably didn't expect to learn about on the Evansville Otters broadcast. Fouled back, and it's going to remain at 1-2. We're having a lot of fun today. Dirksen is 1 for 2. Had a 2-run double in the first inning. Grounded out to short in the third. The 1-2. A little high. And it's 2-2. So 4 walks, 2 strikeouts for Sanchez so far today, as he's gone 4. He's given up 6 hits, 5 earned runs. Some motion going on in the bullpen for Mississippi, as he is nearing the 90 pitch mark. That one swung on and missed for strike 3, and Dirksen goes down. Third K of the day for Sanchez. That's out number 1 in the top of the 5th. So 1 out. Sam Linscott has 2 RBI singles. Fortunately, he can't get a third because there's nobody on base, but he can get an RBI if he hits a homer. He does have 4 of them this year. In this stadium, though, it takes a lot to hit one out. Sanchez's season high in strikeouts is 8. And he's done that twice already. That'll miss. Struck out 8 on the 4th of July against Florence. 5 innings, 1 run, no earned. Then on the 18th, his last start against Florence. So both of his 8 strikeout performances came against the Yalls. Called a strike, and it's 1-2. Linscott now on an 8-game hitting streak. His season high hit streak is 9. That was between May 29th and June 11th. This is his 3rd time, though, having an 8-game hitting streak or more. But he strikes out. It's back-to-back Ks. 1 to end the 4th, and now 2 straight here to start the 5th. As Ks number 3 and 4 get the first 2 out. That'll bring up Trey Bridges. Bridges 0 for 1. He walked in the first inning, flew out to left in the 3rd. First pitch a little low and away. Fly ball into center field. Skinner moving up a few feet. Now going back. It's over his head. He misread it. Heading for second base is Bridges. He gets there sliding. A big miscue in center field from Braylon Skinner. As he overran the ball, it flies over his head, and Bridges is in scoring position. So a double for Bridges. At least that's what they're calling it. Already the second double for Bridges this season. First pitch inside for ball one. A very big miscue in center field from a defender in Skinner who is usually really good at playing center field. He's not going to get called for the error on that one, but you don't usually see a miscue like that from him. Grounder over to short. Shelley throw on to first in time for out number 3. Well, doesn't come back to bite Sanchez as he gets through the 5th inning scoreless. So we're halfway home. Evansville up 5-0 on the Otters digital network. Bottom of the 5th inning. The 5th inning's brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings. Bottomless apps are now here. Dine and only. Visit either Evansville locations, 5405 Pearl Drive or 715 North Green River Road, for details. We have not seen a Mississippi run since the 8th inning on Wednesday. It has been a very good pitching performance from pretty much everybody, but particularly the last couple games, Wiltsey, Valdez, Eckes, and Morse able to throw those 13 combined scoreless frames. And Wiltsey's trying to make it 14 here. He's 91 pitches in through 4 innings after he probably earned himself this 5th inning after a pretty good 1, 2, 3, 4th. It's Shelley, Skinner, and Booker, the top 3, leading off in the bottom of the 5th inning. Starting with Josh Shelley, who is 0 for 0. He has a walk. First pitch swung on and missed for strike 1. Shelley started his collegiate career in baseball at least, with Coastal Alabama Monroeville in 2023, then transferred to Lurleen B. Wallace Community College. High fly ball into center field. Ponder has a read. He'll make the catch, and that's out number 1. There's been a lot of different occasions during this series in which you see the ball go flying off the bat, but then it just dies midair. And that same thing happened with Shelley. Not necessarily the fastest hit ball, 94, but still. Swing and a miss for strike 1 for Skinner. He's 0 for 1 today. Singled, stole 2 bases, was left on third, then struck out swinging in the second. Popped up into foul ground. Marcos Gonzalez has room. He runs out of it, though, as it hits off the netting. Well, we saw Logan Brown earlier in this series do a little bit of acrobatics, flipping into the dugout after making a catch. That was in the early game on Wednesday. 0-2 a little low. Skinner spent his last college year with Memphis. There's a lot of guys who are either from Memphis on this team or played at Memphis. Skinner, one of them. A little high, and it's 2-2. Hit 270 with Memphis in 51 games. .22 for 29 on stolen bases before entering the MLB Draft League. High fly ball into right field, and making the catch there is Lynn Scott for out number 2. Kyle Booker hit a single in the third, which is still the only hit that Mississippi has today. It feels like they've had a lot of traffic, and that's just because of all the walks that have been given up, but still only one hit and still no runs scored. As they're 1 out away from a 14th straight scoreless frame. Oh no. Grounder to first. Foul ball just right of the line. Booker from Memphis, which further proves my point. Talk about those two. A lot of the pitching staff as well from the area. A little high, and it's 2-1. Jackson Smith is from Mississippi. Braden Sanders is not only from Memphis, but played at Memphis as well. Grounder over to third. Quick play for Gonzalez, and not in time, as Booker is able to make it to first on the infield single. That was a very close play at first base, but Booker just beats it out after fighting one off the other way. If that one goes over to second base, he probably would have been out there. But continuing, Woolfolk, he's from Memphis. Forsyth, he's from Memphis. There's a lot of guys from the area. Runner goes on the first pitch. Throw to second is not in time. Kyle Booker will steal second base. Pitch was called a ball to A.J. Fritz. Now 17 for 22 on steals today for Booker. Fritz 0 for 1. He walked in the third, lined out to Salvaggio at short in the first. High fly ball, that's going to get out of play, foul. Foul ball brought to you by Heads Construction. Choose the best, never regret it. Looking like this is going to be Wiltsey's last inning of work, as this is pitch 105. His season high, and in the Otters season high, 116 back on June 14th against Schaumburg. High curveball, called a ball. It's 2-1. Nobody warming in the bullpen for Evansville, so this is definitely going to be Wiltsey's inning to finish unless things go a little wonky. 2-1. Fouled away off to the right side, and it's 2-2. So Booker, after that single, now back-to-back multi-hit games, overall 18 on the year. And every hit he's gotten in this series has been a single, which is now up to 6. 2-2 a little high. Well, if Wiltsey walks Fritz here, he could break that season high in pitch count if they aren't going to have anybody warming in the bullpen. Payoff. Liner right at Jones as he'll make the catch for out number 3. Couple of very unlucky hits for Fritz. One right to Salvaggio, one right to Jones. As 5 scoreless for Ryan Wiltsey. Will most likely be the end of his day. 108 pitches. As we'll head to the 6th. 5-0 Evansville on the Otters Digital Network. Sixth inning, as the Otters lead it by 5. Sergio Sanchez is out there for another frame. If he goes through this inning, it'll be a new season high in innings pitched, but he has already tied his season high in both earned runs and extended his season high in walks with 4. So not necessarily the best outing for him, as he is in line for the loss if this score holds, but he's here to eat some more innings. Top of the lineup for the 4th time, John Ponder, Amani Jones, Logan Brown. First pitch ripped back up the middle, sliding snag at second from Fritz. Throw to first is in time, and that's out number 1. A lot just happened there. It's 98 off the bat, and positioned perfectly was Fritz at second base, and a quick first out for Sanchez. Joe Morrissey is in the bullpen for Evansville. First pitch to Amani Jones is a little low for ball 1. There's also somebody warming in Mississippi's pen. Can't say I know for sure who that is. The 1-0 here from Sanchez as he tries to go 6. Called a strike, and it's 1-1. That is Braden Forsythe in the bullpen for Mississippi. So he'll be the first guy out of the pen today. 1-1. Big swing and a miss for strike 2. Jones 1 for 3, singled in the first, came around to score. Since then, a grounder to short and a flyout to Holt at third. One, 2. That is into right field and a base hit for Amani. His second hit of the day. He's 2 for 4 today. Multi-hit game. Yet again, number 19 in terms of the multi-hit games. Third in his last 6 games, and he's on first with 1 out for Logan Brown. Sanchez was with the Fresno Grizzlies in 2023, entire season there. 3.5 ERA in 61 2/3 innings. Fresno Grizzlies now home of good old Griff Hughes. Was also with Fresno in 2022 at a 4.42 ERA. He was pitching pretty well, which is why he got sent up to Spokane. All of his minor league career, though, spent with the Rockies organization. Grounder over to short. Shelley flips to second for one. No play at first, though, as Logan Brown will reach on the fielder's choice. So Brown on first, 2 outs now in the top of the 6th inning. Evansville still leading it 5-0. It's 5 runs, 8 hits, no errors for the Otters, and no runs, 2 hits, and no errors for Mississippi as their scoreless streak continues on. First pitch called a strike. Mississippi now 0 for 6 with runners in scoring position. The 0-1. Fouled back. It's 0-2. In that 2023 season with Fresno, he had a little bit of a rough April, 5.19, but then a 1 ERA in May. They picked up the slack a little bit there, a 3 ERA in June, and then an ERA under 1 in July. Had a little bit of a rougher end of the season, though, in August and September. It was enough to get him up to high A. Mentioned struggled a little bit near the end of the season in 2024 with Spokane. High and inside, it's 1-2. He had an 8.5 ERA in July, then a 6.3 ERA in August. Gave up 7 earned runs. Did strike out 16, though, in 10 innings. He did give up 4 homers in those 10 innings as well. 1-2. Swung on and missed for strike 3. As that will do it for the top of the 6th inning. 5 strikeouts for Sanchez. As we'll head to the bottom of the 6th inning. 5-0 Evansville on the Otters Digital Network. Sixth innings brought to you by United Fidelity Bank, the experience you need and the service you deserve since 1914. A little bit of an interesting statistic that I have just realized after doing a couple clicks of research. Well, both pitchers more than likely coming out of the game, as that was Sanchez's last inning. Both pitchers finished with 108 pitches thrown. Seems like a little bit of a rarity. Kind of a cool little stat. Doesn't really mean anything, but Sanchez did throw one more inning in the same amount of pitches as Wiltsey, but Wiltsey is going to get the last laugh and the victory if this score holds. Joe Morrissey into the game. Morrissey had a 4.84 ERA in 22 1/3 innings. Has 25 hits, 12 earned runs, 8 walks compared to 21 strikeouts this season. He's having a solid year in his first pro season. Has pitched now 3 times against Mississippi this season. It will be Holt, Paz, and Diaz to lead off here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Refresher as to Ryan Wiltsey's final line: 5 innings, 2 hits, no earned runs, 5 walks, 4 strikeouts. Another great pitching performance from the starting rotation. First pitch a little outside for ball 1. It's been a very rough past couple of days offensively for Mississippi. A little high for ball 2. Time called. Jose Muriente coming out near the mound. Now they're requesting Morrissey gets a new ball. Holt currently 0 for 1. Hit into the 4-3 double play. Walked in the first inning. 2-0 is called a strike. Holt hitting at a 240 against relievers compared to 291 for starters. That one misses just inside for ball 3. 5 walks already for Otters pitching, all of them coming off of the back of Ryan Wiltsey, but none of them came around to score, as Holt will call his timeout. Morrissey pitched back on Wednesday, inning and a third, gave up 1 earned, 1 strikeout. Fouled away, it will remain at 3-2. That was a loud one. Morrissey does have a strikeout in 15 of his 16 appearances this season. The only one in which he didn't was actually against Mississippi in his first professional outing. High fly ball into shallow left field. Salvaggio will come out there and make the catch for out number 1. So yeah, Morrissey's first pro outing was against Mississippi. That was back in Bosse Field on June 3rd. Threw a scoreless frame. Didn't strike anybody out, but in the next 15 appearances, did strike a guy out. So maybe the streak will continue here. First pitch fly ball into right field. Linscott makes the running grab. All the way into the corner he goes as he runs it down and makes the catch for out number 2. That one hung up just a little too long for the liking of Paz. Quickly 2 down here in the bottom of the 6th inning. First pitch to Diaz. Good breaking ball, but just misses high for ball 1. June 20th, Morrissey pitched an inning and a third scoreless. He has 8 scoreless outings so far out of 16 appearances. It's a big swing and a miss, and it's 1-1. Played at Washington College back in 2022, then Barry for a couple years, and then Millersville, where he was teammates with his second baseman, at least in 2025. Millersville has had a couple of very good seasons in Division II. High fly ball, shallow left field. Salvaggio will give way to Bridges, who makes a nice sliding grab for out number 3. Trey Bridges completes the 1-2-3 inning for Morrissey, as we'll head to the 7th. Otters still up 5-0 on the Otters Digital Network. Welcome to the 7th inning here in Mississippi. 5-0 Evansville has the lead. New pitcher into the game is Braden Forsythe. He has an 8.67 ERA in 27 innings pitched. He's given up 27 hits, 26 earned. And it's been the walks that have been a major issue for him. 24 walks compared to 28 strikeouts, as well as giving up 4 homers on the year. It's been a bit of a rough season for him, but he's looking to keep the lead at 5 for the Otters in the top of the 7th inning, after Sergio Sanchez finishes his day with 6 innings, 8 hits, 5 earned runs, 4 walks, and 5 strikeouts. Dennis Pierce leads it off, then Dirksen and Linscott. Otters with 5 runs on 8 hits, no errors. Still only 2 hits with no runs and no errors for Mississippi. First pitch called a strike. Otters so far this season, when leading after 6 innings, 27-4. 1-1 to Pierce. Forsythe was teammates with Braden Sanders at Ole Miss back in 2021. He was also teammates with Tim Elko. I think we had a whole little tangent on Tim Elko last time we were talking about Forsythe, so I won't mention him too much this time. But if you missed that tangent, why did you miss that tangent? You should be watching every game, no? 3-1. No, we were just talking about Elko's career. Nothing too much. Forsythe, though, 26 years old from Memphis. As that's ball 4. So that is the 3rd walk for Pierce today. He'll take first to lead off the 7th, and that'll bring up Dre Dirksen. So Pierce is tied now. Most walks in a game for an Otter this season. He's tied with Dennis Pierce, who he did it on June 28th. June 28th, the 16-9 win against the Florence Yalls. First pitch misses for ball 1 to Dirksen. Dirksen has a 2-run double in the first, but since then a grounder to short and a strikeout swinging. 1-0 is called a strike. 3rd game for Forsythe against the Otters this season. First game was on June 4th. He gave up 3 earned, including a homer and an inning pitched. Then on the 19th, he threw 2 1/3, gave up 5 hits, 4 earned, 2 walks, and 2 strikeouts. High fly ball into deep left field. Going back is Booker, and that one's going to one-hop off the wall. Second double of the day for Dre Dirksen. And it's 2nd and 3rd with nobody out. Oh, this Dre Dirksen guy really knows how to hit a 2-bagger, huh? That's his 3rd already in 4 games with the Otters this season. Big opportunity for Sam Linscott to extend the lead here in the 7th inning. Otters in a very nice position to even the series up at 2 games apiece and take a 6-4 lead in the season series. First pitch a little inside for ball 1. Linscott, 2 RBI singles already today. Has a runner on 3rd. Could break the record for most RBI singles in a game for an Otter this season. Which I don't know if... there's no record for that, but if there was, I'm sure that would break it. High and inside, a little matrix move from Linscott on the fastball. And it's 2-0. Infield all the way in, up on the grass for Mississippi. That is called a strike. 91 on the fastball. Linscott's already extended his hitting streak to 8 games. There's a chance to drive in a couple more runs here. Called a strike, and it's 2-2. Well, for Linscott, RBI season high is 4. That was that grand slam he hit on June 30th against Washington. Grounder the third. No advance from either runner. Throw to first from Holt is in time for out number 1. So Forsythe able to keep the runners at bay here. The infield will stay in, though, as there's still one out for Bridges. And Bridges got himself a double after a rough miscue in center field from Skinner, overrunning the ball, and it went behind him. First pitch called a strike. And Bridges, 25 RBIs this year with Grambling State. He had 77 last year. Drove in multiple runs in 5 straight games between late April and the start of May. That one misses a little high. Had a career high 6 RBIs in 2025 on May 15th against Mississippi Valley. 1-1. There's a fly ball into right field. Pauses. That's going to get over his head all the way to the wall. 2 runs are going to score. Bridges heading to third, and he has himself a triple. Only the 4th triple of the season for the Otters, as Bridges brings in 2 more. It's 7-0 Otters here in the 7th inning. Well, that was a really rough route taken there by Payne in right field. He's not really used to playing the position out there. He's usually a catcher. With Diaz catching, he's playing the outfield, and that one just got over his head all the way to the wall, and both runs were able to score easily as Bridges now has his first professional triple. He is basically getting all his firsts out of the way in this series. You know what's next, though? His first professional homer. Not sure if that'll happen here, though, because it is impossible to hit homers here. One to Salvaggio. Opposite field, right side. Stay fair. No, it's foul. Salvaggio 0 for 2. Got hit by a pitch in the third, only time he's reached. Bridges now 3 RBIs in this series. One, two. A little high. So runs will be earned to Forsythe. He's already given up 2 earned now, which is not going to help his whole ERA situation. He's now given up multiple earned runs in 8 outings this season. 2-2's fouled back as Salvaggio stays alive. So Bridges has been here 4 games, and he already has the team lead in triples because there's 4 guys with 1. The other 3, Gonzalez, Castillo, and Salvaggio. Very surprised Ponder hasn't hit one yet. 2-2 a little high. Good at bat here from TJ. Lockwood put runners at the corners with 1 out. Back to Ponder at the top of the lineup. It's been an all-around fantastic game for the Otters, is just like yesterday. Another one fouled back. Pitch number 24 for Forsythe about to be thrown here. Bridges still standing over there on third after his triple, bringing in 2 runs. First time the Otters have scored since the 3rd inning. They've only needed 1 run, though, as the pitching's been phenomenal yet again. Another payoff is popped up right side of the infield. And making the catch there. Coming into home to score is Bridges. So Paz caught it in shallow right field. His back was turned, though, as Bridges was able to take advantage and score. Out number 2 on the sac fly from Salvaggio, and that's the shortest sac fly we've seen all season from the Otters. Bridges, some good base running. All around, able to manufacture a run there, and it's 8-0 Otters here in the 7th. Out in front of the plate, that is a fair ball. Avoiding the tag is Ponder, but Diaz will throw on to first in time for out number 3. We'll call this one the Trey Bridges inning. Drives in 2 with a triple, then scores on a very shallow pop fly to right field in order to give Salvaggio the sac fly. Time to stretch. 8-0 Otts on the Otters Digital Network. So the scoreless inning streak for Mississippi has reached 15, as it's still 8-0. 7th inning brought to you by Jacobs Pub. Jacobs Pub is proud to support the Evansville Otters in the Jacobsville neighborhood. Be sure to check out First Fridays at 607 North Main Street in Evansville, Indiana. First Friday is 2 weeks from today, actually. At least the next one for August. Well, after this one, the Otters play 2 games this weekend. Tomorrow, 6:01. Sunday, 6:01. Kind of worded that like it was a doubleheader, but it's not. There's 1 game each before heading back home to play the New York Boulders. So make sure you pull up to Bosse Field. It's a 6:35 regular start on Tuesday, then a afternoon 12:05 on Wednesday, and it's back to a Thirsty Thursday 6:35 on Thursday against the Boulders. Swung on and missed for strike 1. And also, it is crucial that you come for the series because the Otters are back on the road after that. They play 4 in 3 days against the Windy City Thunderbolts. So, the only time in the next week or so you'll be able to watch Otters baseball at Bosse Field will be in that series against New York. So, show up, be there, or be square. 1 and 2 already here to De La Rosa. De La Rosa leads off, then Payne, and then Shelley, the bottom 3 leading off in the bottom of the 7th. Otters are 9 outs away from their 2nd straight shutout. This is the best we've seen of the pitching in a very long time. Called strike 3, and Morrissey gets De La Rosa looking. 2nd K for De La Rosa today. First for Morrissey, and that's out number 1 in the bottom of the 7th. Tevis Payne, the second, is the second hitter up here in the 7th. First pitch is low for ball 1. Payne so far today 0 for 2. Just missing low. 2-0 to Payne. He has a grounder to second and a strikeout swinging. 2-0. Low for ball 3. So 2 hits for Mississippi, both of them from Kyle Booker. So Kyle Booker, he's 2 for 3. Everybody else in the lineup is 0 for 17 today. 4-pitch walk issued to Payne. First walk issued by Morrissey, 6th from Otters pitching, and Payne will take first. 0 for 17. It has been a very rough couple of days for Mississippi's offense. But Payne on first, that'll bring up Josh Shelley. I do think it's funny, though, that even with Mississippi's offense struggling at its very most, the Otters are still not able to get Kyle Booker out. It just can't. It just doesn't happen. He is an Otters killer, unfortunately. Blown away. And it's 1-1 to Shelley. 0 for 1. He walked in the second inning, flew out to center in the 5th. Fouled back to the netting, and it's 1-2. Shelley has very interesting splits coming into this one. He's hitting .310 on the road and .118 at home. Those only 2 hits, by the way, at home were in the first game of this series. He went 2 for 4 with a double against the Otters back on Tuesday. 1-2. High fly ball off to the left side. It will get out of play foul. Running after Gonzalez and Salvaggio, but that's about 10 rows in. So it'll remain at 1-2. It's now 2 for 18 at home for Shelley. As a hit in 7 of his first 11 games coming into this one. Does not have a hit quite yet. 1-2, a little low. Makes it 2-2. Tennessee Wesleyan this season, he was a part of that team, hit .410. That team ended up winning the NAIA National Championship, their 3rd in program history. A little outside for ball 3. They won the AAC tournament. Ended up going 4-0. They beat Truett, McConnell, Montreat twice, as well as Bryan in Tennessee. They went 3-0 in the NAIA opening round. They beat Indiana Wesleyan, Weber International, and LSU Alexandria. Their only loss was against Indiana Southeast, as that foul ball got off the mask of Dirksen. Still remains at 3-2. In the NAIA World Series, Tennessee Wesleyan, they won their first game against Lewis Clark State, which is where Sam Linscott went. Lost the second game against Indiana Southeast, and then they won their next 5. They beat Johnson, they beat Indiana Southeast, they got their revenge there. They beat Southeastern, William Carey, and then Taylor in Indiana in the championship to win the title. High fly ball, that's going to stay fair, right side of the infield. Logan Brown heads into foul ground. He'll make the catch, and that's out number 2. So staying at first is Payne, as Morrissey avoids walking 2 straight, and it's back to the top of the lineup in Braylon Skinner. First pitch. Big swing and a miss for strike one. Skinner from South Haven, Mississippi, which is very close to Memphis, right on top, very north Mississippi. Grounder up the middle and into center field for a base hit. Heading first to third is Payne. And the third hit of the day for Mississippi is off the bat of Braylon Skinner. No chance for Mississippi to finally put a run across here in the bottom of the seventh inning. First and third with 2 outs for Kyle Booker, who already has 2 of the 3 hits for the Monsters today. Flied out to Salvaggio in shallow left field, but then back-to-back singles. First pitch called a strike. Booker, 54 RBIs, 15 of them against the Otters. Oh, 1. Slow roller down the first base line. It's 0-2. Well, the Otters do have more strikeouts today than they did yesterday in their shutout 6-0. They had 2, only 2. And now they have 6. 0-2 just misses low and away, and it's ball 1. Oh for 6 with runners in scoring position so far today. On the side of Mississippi, as Booker will call his hitter's timeout. Booker this season with 2 outs, hitting .319. Runners in scoring position, he's hitting .263. 1-2 from Morrissey. A little bit low on the fastball, and it's 2-2. Otters 4 runs in the first, 1 in the third, 3 in the seventh as it's in blowout territory. Grounder into right field and a base hit. Third hit of the day for Booker. A run will come in, and the scoreless streak for Mississippi ends at 15 innings as Booker continues to hit Otters pitching well. 8-1 here in the seventh. Oh, they were bound to score eventually. Luckily for Evansville, still up 7 runs. But man, it is just impossible to get this guy Kyle Booker out, huh? You just can't do it. First pitch called a strike to Fritz. The runners at the corners here with 2 outs. Mississippi finally on the board for the first time since the 8th inning on Wednesday. Called a strike, and it's 0-2. Not too worrisome for Evansville, that 1 run coming in. Good curveball, just misses high though, and it's 1-2. Fritz so far today, he's 0 for 2. He has a walk in the third. A couple of lineouts though. 1 to each of the middle infielders. Morrissey trying to get out of things here in the 7th. 1-2. Got him swinging. Second K for Morrissey in the inning as he gets Fritz swinging to end the 7th. Mississippi finally gets a run across, but the Otters still lead it 8-1, heading to the 8th on the Otters Digital Network. Eighth innings brought to you by McMahon Exterminating. Remember who can help with all of your pest control needs. McMahon can. It's whether or not he will. That's the real question. So unfortunately, no shutout today, but still Otters up by 7. Amani Jones leads it off. Then Logan Brown, then Marcos Gonzalez as Braden Forsyth still out there. Another inning of work. He gave up 3 earned runs in the 7th. Might just be looking to eat some innings here with Mississippi down by 7 runs. Otters do have somebody warming in the bullpen. Chase Cribble. Haven't seen too much of Chase Cribble so far this year. A little outside, it's 1-1. Monty Jones 2 for 4 today. Couple of singles. One. Fly ball into left field. Kyle Booker under it, and he'll make the catch for out number 1. That will bring up Logan Brown. Had that safety squeeze in the first inning that brought in Ponder. Has reached twice, got hit by a pitch in the second, reached on a fielder's choice in the 6th. Overall, though, he's 0 for 3. First pitch inside for ball 1. Logan Brown trying to keep a small hidden streak going. Needs to get a hit here for a hit in his last 7 games. We were talking earlier about the Mississippi Braves 2022 campaign when he was there. He hit 198 in 54 games with the M Braves when they were playing their games here at Trustmark Park. 2-0 ripped right into the shift. Throw to first from Shelley is in time, and that is out number 2. It's the first time we've seen that shift work against Logan Brown this series. That season with the Mississippi Braves in 2022 was right after he actually played with the Braves in spring training in 2022. He went 2 for 4 in 3 games. He pinch hit for William Contreras on March 18th against the Twins, then went 1 for 2 with 2 RBIs on the 20th against the Phillies. Pinch hit for Travis d'Arnaud. And then on March 27th, 2022, went 1 for 1 with an RBI, defensive replacement for Orlando Arcia, and he got a single off of Jeffrey Springs. So he has played against very high-level competition, Logan Brown has. That includes also his time in the Mexican League back in 2024. I've said this before, as that one misses for ball 2. You take a look at the Mexican League the past few years, you're going to see a lot of very obscure MLB players. A lot of them. If you want to gain elite ball knowledge, just take a look at the Mexican League from like 2023, 2024. You'll get names. So that one's called a strike. It's 2-2. Gonzalez is 1 for 3. Singled in the first, came around to score. Did walk in the 4th. think we're going to have a pitch clock violation that will make it 3-2. When you're playing in spring training, like Logan Brown, also get to catch a lot of guys. Caught Dallas Keuchel, he caught Mike Soroka, Max Fried, Charlie Morton. Big swing and a miss for strike 3, and Gonzalez strikes out for the second straight time. First K for Forsythe as he throws a 1-2-3, top of the 8th. Led to the bottom half, 8-1 Evansville on the Otters Digital Network. We have a pitching change here from Pearl. Pitching changes, as always, brought to you by the Answer Auto Repair East. Find all your battery needs at the Answer Auto Repair East, located at 2319 North Green River Road, or give them a call at 812-4759-K. Chase Cribble is into the game. Haven't seen too much of him. He's pitched in one game with the Otters this season after signing back on July 10th. He pitched on that day, on July 10th, against Sussex County, but gave up 4 hits, 6 earned, 3 walks, 2 strikeouts in an inning and 2/3. It was a little bit of a rough first outing, and we haven't seen him since until now. It's nice to see him back on the mound after all this time. Giving him another opportunity here on the mound. A little low leverage, but a good chance for Cribble to prove himself here that he can get a little bit more high leverage opportunities. Morrissey finishes with 2 innings, 2 hits, 1 earned run, 1 walk, and 2 strikeouts. First pitch called a strike to Holt. It's Holt, Paz, and Diaz. Oh, 1 swung on and missed. So Chase Cribble, 23-year-old. He's from Shippenville, Pennsylvania. Shippenville has a population of 446. It's in between Erie and Pittsburgh. He went to Pitt for his last collegiate season, which was this year. He had a 5.71 ERA in 17 1/3 innings with the Pitt Panthers. Grounder to short. Salvaggio, throw on to first, is in time for out number 1. Most recently was in the Appalachian League with the Kingsport Axemen. Cribble didn't pitch too much in terms of the innings department, came in for short relief most of the time with Pitt, but he had 19 scoreless outings, including 10 straight between March 27th and April 29th. Facing off against the lefty here. Lefty against Paz. First pitch is called a strike. Before his last season with Pitt, he was with Florida Gulf Coast for 3 years. 0-1 swung on and missed, and it's 0-2. Well, if Cribble has a good inning here, possibly could see him get the 9th. 0-2. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Gets pause on 3 pitches for out number 2 in the bottom of the 8th. And it's a very good start to the outing for Cribble. So 2 down quickly here in the 8th, and that'll bring up Victor Diaz. First pitch called a strike, and it's 0-1. Diaz so far is 0 for 3. Cribble working pretty fast here to Diaz. Strikeout looking in the first inning. A couple of flyouts after that. One in the 4th, one in the 6th. 1-1. Popped up foul right over me. Foul ball brought to you by Heads Construction. Choose the best, never regret it. And it's 1-2. The 1-2. Grounder to short. Salvaggio scoops it up, throw to first in time, and a 1-2-3 bottom of the 8th inning for Chase Cribble. Put him out there for the 9th. Put him out there for the 9th. We'll head to the 9th, 8-1 Evansville on the Otters Digital Network. It's the 9th. We have a new pitcher into the game for Mississippi. Tristan House is on the bump. Third pitcher out of the pen, or second out of the pen, third overall for Mississippi, as Forsyth finishes with 2 innings, 2 runs, 2 hits, 3 earned runs, 1 walk, and 1 strikeout. Eight to 1 here in the 9th. Nobody's warming in the bullpen. I think we're going to get Chase Cribble for the 9th. House is at a 7.24 ERA in 27 and a third innings, 29 hits, 22 earned runs, 18 walks compared to 13 strikeouts. Has already pitched in the series, pitched on the early Wednesday game. Threw an inning, gave up a run. Dennis Pierce leads off. The first pitch is called a strike. It's Pierce, Sturkson, and it's Linscott. The 3rd time that those 3 lead off an inning. They let off the 3rd. They let off the 7th. Swing and a miss. It's 0-2. Four runs in the first, 1 in the 3rd, 3 in the 7th for Evansville. Just the 1 run in the 7th, the bottom half for Mississippi. Fouled away off to the right side. It'll remain at 0-2. House is only in his 3rd season as a pitcher ever. His first year was in 2024. He's with the Pecos League. That's in the dirt for ball 1. He was with the Roswell Invaders. He had an 11.7 ERA in 20 innings, 30 strikeouts, 19 walks, but he gave up a lot of hits and a lot of earned runs. Did throw a scoreless inning, though, in his only playoff appearance on July 30th, 2024 against the Tucson Saguaros. Grounder up the middle into center field for a base hit. Dennis Pierce has his first hit of the day as he leads off the 9th with a single. So Dennis Pierce has now reached 4 times today, the single and 3 walks. Last year for House, he was in the Empire League. He was drafted 8th overall in the 2025 Empire League draft. He played with 2 teams. Most of the time was with the Saranac Lake Surge, 7.32 ERA and 19 2/3 innings. Only had 2 innings with the North Country Thunderbirds before getting drafted 9th overall in the Frontier League draft this year. Grounder foul, and it's 1-1 to Dirksen. 2 doubles for Dirksen already today. Only one man has hit 3 in a game this season, and that is Logan Brown. He did it all the way back on May 15th against Florence. And nobody has touched it since. Dirksen 2 for 4 today. Grounder to second. Toss to short for 1. Shelley to first for 2. And it's a 4-6-3 double play that gets the first 2 outs in the 9th. Still an overall great day offensively for Dirksen. His first multi-hit game. 2 doubles, 2 ribbies. Nothing to scoff at, that's for sure. Sam Linscott also has 2 hits today. He's 2 for 4. There's a couple kids on the field. I think they were trying to get a ball out there, and they snuck onto the field, and the umpires noticed, so they had to get back into the stands. That was a weird little delay right there. First pitch is called a strike to Linscott. Two RBI singles in his first 2 at-bats, but since then a strikeout swinging and a grounder to third. Now grounder to short. Snagged by Shelley, throwing the run to first is offline, and Linscott dives into first safely. Now Shelley was trying to be a little smooth with it, but the throw was very wide of pause at first. So that'll be an error on Shelley at short, and Linscott will reach for the 3rd time today. That's some good quick thinking on the base pass for Linscott. Definitely wasn't planning on diving, but saw the throw go away and decided, hey, take first. Only error of the day for either side, as the Otters are looking to go 2 straight games without an error. Oh, 1 to Bridges. Ripped down the line, and that's going to get all the way into the corner. Heading first to third is Linscott, even though he got a late start. Bridges is into second base, and he has 2 doubles and a triple today. He is 3 for 4. have a day, Trey Bridges. His last 3 at-bats, double, triple, and double. 3 extra base hits. And now both him and Dirksen have 2 doubles each. It's an extra base hit party today for Evansville as the first pitch misses high for ball 1 to Salvaggio. One-zero. High fly ball into deep right field. Going back is Payne. He will make the running catch for out number 3. Now Salvaggio getting a little unlucky with the hits here, as that is out number 3. But still a couple more hits and an error for Mississippi. No runs come across, though. We'll head to the bottom of the 9th. 3 outs away from tying the series up on the Otters digital network. Chase Cribble trying to finish the job here in the bottom of the 9th. The Otters lead it 8-1. It's been an all-around, about as good of a game as you can get if you're Evansville, as they're looking to even the series. It was a very rough couple of games to start the series, but they have come back and responded in kind with a couple of dominant performances in games 3 and 4 of the series. And Cribble got to get these last 3 outs, and the Otters will take the victory. This score holds. Wiltsey will get the win, and Sanchez will get the loss. De La Rosa, Payne, and Shelley, as they entrust Cribble with the last 2 outs here in this 8-1 game. Had a very nice 1-2-3 to start in the bottom of the 8th, as with a strikeout of pause on 3 pitches and a couple of grounders to short. Now a swing and a miss for strike 1. Now the 0-1 from Cribble. Popped up right side of the infield. Amani Jones will give way to Logan Brown, who makes the catch for out number 1. Well, the Pitt team that Cribble was a part of this season went 33-24. They went 11-19 in conference play. They ended up beating number 3 Georgia Tech on March 21st. They ended up blowing out West Virginia, who was the number 12 team, 23-1 in 7 innings. Not sure what happened to West Virginia there, but they ended up advancing pretty far in the tournament. They swept number 10 Virginia in late April. They made a decent run in the ACC tournament. So that one swung on and missed. It's quickly 0-2 against Payne. They beat Louisville, they beat Wake Forest, they beat Florida State, but they ended up losing against UNC to be eliminated, and they didn't make the regional. 0-2. Fly ball into shallow center. Amani Jones isn't able to get there as it falls in for a base hit. Tevis Payne has a single, and that's the 5th hit of the day for Mississippi. Tevis Payne just Poking that one into no man's land in between Jones, Linscott, and Ponder. And I'll bring up Josh Shelley. Bottom of the order. Shelley is 0 for 2. He has a walk in the second, but a couple flyouts. Mississippi has grounded into 3 double plays in the last 2 games. Could be a little fitting if they did it here to end the game. Fouled back, it's 1-1. So 5 hits for Mississippi. 3 of them have come from Booker, including the one that drove in the lone run for them in the 7th. Moral of the story, Kyle Booker can do whatever he wants offensively as long as the rest of the offense is not able to do much. Kyle Booker can go 3 for 4. As long as everybody else gets 2 hits combined, then the Otters are still going to win by 7. We cannot be scared of Kyle Booker if we approach Kyle Booker with patience and kindness. 3-1's fouled away, and it's 3-2. So full count here with 1 out to Shelley. Cribble trying to get out of things in the bottom of the 9th inning. 3-2. Fouled away. Foul ball. Brought to you by Heads Construction. Choose the best. Never regret it. Tomorrow is a 6:01 start in honor of the area code here. Mound visit. So we'll take, I think, our only look of the day at the out-of-town scoreboard. Florence is about to beat Windy City. It's 4-2 in the bottom of the 9th. Washington won, so no ground gained in the division race or the wild card, but not going down is the key. Schaumburg's beaten Joliet 11-4. Gateway's up on or down on Lake Erie 7-5. As mentioned, Washington beat Brockton 7-3. Ottawa beat Troyes 7-2. Sussex lost to New York 10-7. As I think Cribble might have something in his eye. Oh no, he's vomiting. Uh-oh. That's not good. So we'll see what's happening here with Cribble, as he's not feeling the greatest right now. So we're going to have a little bit of a delay here as Otters trainer Brielle Fitzpatrick as well as Max Peterson tend to Cribble. See if he stays in the game here. They're going to bring him some water. While they do that, take a look at the rest of the out-of-town scoreboard. Quebec scored 3 in the 9th and ended up beating Down East 6-5 on a walk-off. New Jersey won 9-8 against Tri-City. Well, hopefully Cribble can stay in the game and get these last 2 outs. Definitely not a sight you want to see, your pitcher throwing up on the mound, but it is a very warm day today, and it has been a very warm week. And especially because Cribble hasn't pitched in so long, he probably isn't used to pitching in this heat because he's only pitched once this season with the Otters. Does suck, though, for him because he's been pitching really well today. But the Otters not getting anybody warm in the bullpen quite yet. Looking like he's going to stay in here. No, maybe not. Yeah, he's going to get taken out here. So we'll have a new guy come in here for the last 2 outs. And overall, good performance from Cribble. Ends prematurely due to just him not feeling good. We'll see who comes in to replace him. And they just need 2 outs here before the Otters take game 4 of the series. We'll be right back on the Otters Digital Network. So hopefully Chase Cribble is okay, as Nolan Thebe is into the game. Pitched back on Wednesday through a third of an inning, scoreless with a walk. Just has to get 2 outs here to finish off this 8-1 win, as Cribble taken out mid at bat, so it is a 3-2 count to Josh Shelley. Thebe is at a 5.21 ERA in 38 innings pitched. He's had a little bit of a rough June, but definitely a chance to lower the ERA. 21 walks, 46 strikeouts. He's given up 22 earned runs. This is now his 6th appearance against Mississippi this season. All of a sudden, after that 3-1 pitch, that was a foul ball to Shelley. Wasn't feeling good, and you look back, all of a sudden, Cribble's puking on the mound. Never a good sign. But again, 1 1/3, 1 inning, 1 hit, no earned runs, no walks, 1 strikeout. So good performance from him, as both the middle infielders, Salvaggio and Jones, were out in the outfield talking with Ponder, Linscott, and Bridges. And Nolan Thebe's going to get a lot of time here to warm up because he's coming in here cold. Windy City is attempting a little comeback here. It's 4-3 now. They scored a run in the bottom of the 9th. They have 2 on with 2 outs. See if Windy City can pull it off. Maybe tie the game up. You never know. You never know. It's been a rough past week for Windy City. It really has. They've lost 6 straight games. They're out of first place now by 2.5 games. That's just the West Division, though. It really is anybody's division to win, and you can see with Schaumburg and Windy City, the entirety of the dynamic of the division can flip in the span of 1 series. Looking like Florence will win that one, though, as they ended up getting out number 3. So Florence gets the win. Otters have to win this one to stay in their spot, which is looking pretty likely. It's been a good game for him. 4 in the first really set the tone for the rest of the game. They didn't score too much between the 2nd and the 6th, just the 1 run in the 3rd on the RBI single from Linscott, but then made it a lot farther apart between the two clubs after 3 runs in the 7th. So Thebe's ready to go here. 3-2 count to Shelley before Cribble got taken out. So maybe just one pitch here will decide this at bat. Payoff. And the first pitch from Thebe is fouled away. So with that, there's 3 games left in the Frontier League. Our game, Joliet Schaumburg and Lake Erie Gateway. Another payoff from Thebe. Got him swinging. High fastball. Gets him gone for out number 2 in the 9th. So, Cribble started it, and Thebe finished the job, as that is out number 2. Mississippi down to their final out, and it's the top of the lineup in Braylon Skinner. Otters 1 out away from evening the series up at 2-2. First pitch from Thebe. Grounder into center field for a base hit. Going first to third is Tevis Payne. So he'll get there standing on the base hit from Skinner. That'll bring up Kyle Booker. 6 hits for Mississippi. 5 of them have come from either Skinner or Booker. 3 hits for Booker, 2 for Skinner now. Bottom 7 in the order have gone 1 for 23 today. And Tevis Payne at third, the only guy with a hit in the bottom 7. Well, no. A little outside for ball 2. So Booker has 3 hits. He's 3 for 4. RBI single in the 7th. The only run scored for Mississippi today. I just need that last out to clinch a victory here on this Friday night. 2-0. A little bit high for ball 3. A walk would load the bases for Fritz. There's a 3-0 now from Thebe. That will miss for ball 4. So that will load the bases as Booker reaches for the 4th straight time. Skinner will advance to second base. That'll bring up A.J. Fritz. One for 23 for the bottom 7. That includes Fritz, who's 0 for 3 today. Thebe trying to get out of a little jam here. First pitch. Popped up into foul ground. Could be playable for Logan Brown. And he cannot make the catch. He falls into the dugout. And it looks like he'll be fine. A bit of a hard spill over there into the dugout. Logan Brown and that side of the dugout really have not been too friendly with each other this series. Seems to be okay, though. So that one is just strike 1. The 0-1 is just outside for ball 1. Fritz did walk in the 3rd, his only time reaching. Got out on a double play, grounded into by Travis Holt. 1-1 pitch. Foul tip off the glove of Dirksen, and Mississippi's down to their final strike. This could be a big confidence booster as well for Thebe, who has been struggling in July. Try and get out of here without giving up a run. Chance to do it here with this one pitch. 1-2. Thebe kicks and fires. A little outside on the fastball. Evens the count up at 2-2. Maybe 15 scoreless outings this season, including his last, but it was only a third of an inning. Looking to go 2/3 of an inning without giving up a run here in the bottom of the ninth. 2-2. Fly ball into shallow right field. Amani Jones under it. He makes the catch, and the Otters win. Nolan Thebe gets the last 2 outs, and Evansville has tied the series up 2-2 as the Otters pull off a dominant 8-1 victory. Everybody involved in this one, as they scored 4 in the first inning off of 5 hits. 2 RBI double from Dirksen, the safety squeeze from Logan Brown, the RBI single from Sam Linscott, put him up 4-0 in the first, and that was pretty much setting the tone for the rest of the game, as Ryan Wiltsey, even with the high pitch count, had a great performance. Went 5 innings, 2 hits, no runs, 5 walks, 4 strikeouts. The Otters scored 1 in the third on the RBI single for Sam Linscott. A couple more scoreless frames from Linscott and Joe Morrissey out of the bullpen. The Otters brought 3 home in the 7th inning after a 2-run triple from Trey Bridges and a sac fly from TJ Salvaggio. Trey Bridges did a lot of the hard work in that inning, as he had a fantastic game today. He went 3 for 4, 2 doubles and a triple, as he is looking real nice in his first series as an Otter. Meanwhile, Cribble, a great performance out of the pen, inning in a third before his outing was cut short due to the vomiting on the mound, and Thebe finished the job in the bottom of the 9th. Didn't get a shutout, but 1 run, 6 hits, 1 error for Mississippi, 8 runs on 12 hits with no errors. The Otters left 10 on base and still managed to score 8, so overall, just great offensively for the guys in blue. So the series is evened up at 2 apiece. The Otters, though, take the season series. They cannot lose it. They can only tie it if they drop the last 2 games. If they win 1, though, they will win the season series against Mississippi after losing the season series 8-4 last year. Otters back to 12 games over 500 at 37-25. Still 6 games back in the division, though, as Washington and Florence just won. We're getting fireworks here, apparently, at Trustmark Park. So it's getting dark. Hopefully you can still hear me with all the fireworks in the background. But for everybody here at Trustmark Park, I'm Evan Patoka. Have a good rest of your night. Enjoy the fireworks, and we'll see you tomorrow. 6:01 first pitch as the Otters try to take a 3-2 series lead.